Manhunt for a gunman opening fire in a busy sidewalk in New York City.
Murder unit, 157th and Girard Ave. Of all of the crews that dominated New York City and the club scene in the late 90s to, I believe, early 2000s, the murder unit was very unique in terms of its makeup. The members of the murder unit, 157th and Girard Avenue, most, if not all of the members of the murder unit were childhood friends. This wasn't like a crew that was created along the way. So therefore, the ties and the things that bind the members of the group is a little bit more solid than a group that was conventionally created along the way. When I look at New York City in terms of history, I don't really see a crew whom at that age had such a notorious reputation besides Murder and Mayhem, which was Brian Glaze Gibbs' crew from Brooklyn, which was made up of a bunch of, dudes, Guy Tony, a whole bunch of, wild young guys. But what I found ironic was that Brian Glaze Gibbs and Baby Bob from the murder unit, they're first cousins, which is like crazy that one of, New York City's most notorious gangsters from Brooklyn has a biological cousin who ended up, being somewhat notorious in the Bronx. At Gully TV, I don't choose to promote the whole murder narrative. I was drawn to this project because of course, hip-hop. The murder unit was NOREAGA's security detail, if you want to, for lack of better words. They developed a very, very strong relationship with NOREAGA, which led to them being able to travel and go on the road with him. I believe when everything spun out of control, because Nori having such a big name, he was somewhat, I won't say targeted, but yeah, I gotta do this over.
Who am I? I'm the hip-hop police. I could do what I want to do, why can't I? Let a thug get rich, how can I? I'm watching all of you rappers, don't you realize? Let's play a game of charades. Who am I?
There have been times in my life.
This here is Hot 97. There was a shooting here with between the camps of Little Kim and Foxy Brown. And apparently what happened was that Foxy Brown aligned herself with CAPONE and NOREAGA, and Little Kim was with Junior Mafia. The two camps, I guess, saw each other there, and there was the war of words on records already between Foxy and Little Kim. It got out of hand, words were exchanged, and shots were fired.
And that was QB, that's Queens and the Bronx.
Yo, Bob, can you give me your earliest recollection of hearing the name Derrick Parker or finding out about his documentaries?
I was in the Feds down in Virginia, and it came on, the hip-hop cop DVD was playing already. And the first, what caught my eye was I seen the murder unit, like a newspaper article, come across the screen. And I'm like, wow. But the distance, I was too far to really see if it was true, but I remember seeing it in bold. Still didn't know who Derrick Parker was or the familiarity of what he was doing. So I started watching it, from that part. And we talked about hip-hop, et cetera, et cetera. And that was like in 2005. I wasn't released in 2007. It was like 2 years till I seen it again. And when I seen it again, this time, it was probably like 2009 or 10. The time I seen it again, he was able to pause TV. So I paused the TV, and when I paused the TV, I see my face, I see Deuce face, I see Five face.
Sherrod Becton, known as Number 5, was a part of a nucleus contained within the team of the murder unit. What I mean by that was there was no official leadership, but contained within the group were 4 all-stars. Number 2001, number 67, number 5, and number 22. Sherrod Becton is listed as a co-defendant with 2001 on an alleged triple homicide that occurred January 21st, 2001. During the Hot 97 shootout, Sherrod Becton was the one that was pressing the issue on behalf of Capone and NOREAGA. Between Sherrod Becton and his confrontation with C-Gutta.
To do the interview, I never went upstairs. The memo was downstairs. I just stayed downstairs, chill, smoke cigarettes. It was like 3-4 of the murder unit dudes downstairs already. So I kind of seen the layout before everybody, because Capone and NOREAGA hadn't come up to the joint yet.
Niggas sitting downstairs.
Okay.
You can't the niggas who sitting downstairs. And that's what it was. Them dudes was down there. C-Gutta and them was down there.
Also present was number 7 and number 23. I spoke to Fat Man Scoop in regards to this Hot 97 shooting, and he told me, as a Hot 97 DJ throughout the course of his career, you weren't a Hot 97 DJ unless you experienced a shooting.
It was big. That was big back then, man. Wasn't that either Capone or Nori's crew, or either both their crew?
Absolutely, man. They were the, of course, they were the group of people associated with the Hot 97 shootout. Me and you had a prior conversation about your time spent working at Hot 97 as a radio personality, and you explained to me that it was almost a part of the job to experience a shootout or two down at DERRICK Hot 97. Can you give me a little feedback on it?
100%, man. Like, if you're not a real Hot 97 veteran unless you experience the shootout. Now, there's new people working there. We love them and everything, but the people who have stripes on their shoulder, they were there for the shootouts, man. You had to be there for, when you come in and there's yellow tape, you know what happened. So you would come in, shit, yellow tape, fuck. So you would know, but you probably hear it beforehand. But
right.
Regardless, if you didn't go through 1 or 2 of those, you're not a legit Hot 97 veteran, and I've been through 4 of them.
Wow. So you were in or around the building during this incident with Capone and NOREAGA and Junior Mafia?
Well, what happened here was that I came later in the day.
Okay.
But I understand everything that happened because we were there, we lived it. So what happened is that every weekend, the celebrities would take over the station. So let me start by saying this. Hot 97 was the first really big commercial hip-hop station. We were in New York, which at the time was the epicenter of hip-hop music. So it was nothing for people who were in the culture to stop by. Like, I'll give you a good example. One night, it was in the middle of the night. Mary J. Blige was coming from the club. She had to go to the bathroom. She came upstairs to go to Hot 97. we were right around Greenhouse and some of these other clubs in Tribeca. And listen, she had to go to the bathroom. Where does she go? She goes where she knows. She went to Hot 97. There was nothing for me to have artists up there in the middle of the night. It was that kind of thing. We were that connected to the culture.
Right.
So that's what it really was back then.
What stands out just puzzles me, that being that as though there was an acrimonious climate between Capone and NOREAGA, basically Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim, based on a record that was recorded. And yeah, there was already tension in the air. How did they end up at the studio? How did they end up at Hot 97 at the same time?
Okay, so like I was saying, every weekend, Hot 97 would have what's called like a celebrity weekend or all mix weekend or whatever. What we would do is we would let the artist be the person wasn't on the radio.
Okay.
So what happened is that started with my old program director Steve Smith, but the person who made it really popular was my other PD who took over. Her name was Tracy Clowen. Little Kim takes over the mic on a Hot 97 All-Star Weekend or whatever. Right?
Okay.
And somebody probably just wasn't thinking about the records and the beef, and I don't even think the record was out there popping like that at the time. And nobody put one and one together, and they put them together, and they put one was coming out leaving, and the other one was coming in. So we talk about the people downstairs,
right?
Because really never the two artists coming in, even if they had a problem with each other, you can get them in and get them out. You can be like, yo, go in the green room real quick. I'm going to bring him in. I'm going to put him in what we call the fishbowl, which is like the studio where you can see, because we call it a fishbowl because there's glass and you can just...
It's a holding tank. Put him in the holding tank.
Yeah, you put them in the holding tank, which is the green room. Let that person come in. They come in and go in the fishbowl, which we call the studio, and then the other person can walk behind the green room in the back, and they would never even see the other artists.
Okay.
So, and now we got fireworks.
It wasn't a situation where I just shot Eva. It was stupid, the situation that caused me to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to never say a dude is not cut like a certain thing.
4 pounds of pressure.
You know what I'm saying? And his man, like I said, I don't know if it's intentionally or if he quick trigger figure. Shot go off, I just spin it. Pop. Y'all got 5, 6, 7 dudes. Yeah, my shit is on fully auto. Yeah. I seen the layout because I never went upstairs. See, Rock and Kim and them all went upstairs. They went upstairs to do the interview. I never went upstairs. The memo was downstairs. I just stayed downstairs, chill, smoke cigarettes. It was like 3, 4 of the murder unit dudes downstairs over. So I kind of seen the layout before everybody, because CAPONE and NOREAGA hadn't come up to the joint yet. And it was like, I don't know who did it, but with Hot 97, I was really some sucker.
Okay, so I come in, so now, I think I'm supposed to be there later in the day. Like, I think I'm supposed to be there, like, that happened in the afternoon. So I'm supposed to be there, like, 6, 7 o'clock or what have you. Or maybe I was coming from somewhere or whatever, and I was coming in. Because if I wasn't working that day, I was doing some form of production in there, because I remember I came in. So I drive by, and there's fucking like all kinds of shells out on the floor and yellow tape. I said, oh shit, man, this is not the thing. And I think by that time it had been on WINS, 1010, which is a news station in New York City. So I think I kind of knew about it, but when I drove by and saw it, getting ready to park my car, I said, oh my God, because usually we used to be able to park the car in the front of Hot 97. So if you've ever been to Hot 97, it's on Hudson Street. There's a million parking places on a Sunday to park your car on the weekend. So when I saw that I couldn't park my car there, I already knew it was a movie out there. I said, oh man, this is like the worst parts of the Bible, bro. This is not going to be okay. So when those kind of moves happen, it changes everything. So the first thing that happens is artists cannot just come up anymore. And that those kind of episodes trickle down to today, even Hot 97 today. There's a daytime studio and then there's a nighttime studio. So if you see the videos that Flex does with people rapping, that's in the nighttime studio.
Okay.
But there's a daytime studio that's in the main office, but the nighttime studio is in another location. So it starts with that. Everybody got deaded. Okay, that was number one. Number two, anybody involved in that, their records got deaded. Okay?
Hold on. After that incident, Hot 97 no longer plays CAPONE and NOREAGA music or Junior Mafia music?
No, it was for a minute. It was for a minute, but it definitely got deaded. Because you can't play with people. Listen, our boss Tracy was a lion, okay? She was a lion and a pit bull in a skirt, man. Like, she didn't play around, she didn't fuck around. You get your records kicked off the station for bullshit. Like, you seen her talk to people that y'all look at as icons. She was talking to them like they was a fucking 2-year-old. Like anything could get you put out your records off that playlist. And at that time, to be on Hot 97, it was the only station.
Right.
So you like be easy. So the first thing would be that everybody who was a part of that, you're off. You know, it's no discussion. You off.
Right.
Number two is that the security got more stringent. So there's a couple of things that from the first shooting, the first two shootings that made this shooting even worse. Because if you look at the anatomy of how the street is set up, Hot 97 is like this. It's on Hudson. Hudson is going this way. Now, right on this corner right here, this is the corner of Houston and Hudson. Hot 97 is right where my hand is. This building right here on the corner is the federal building. I'm gonna repeat that, bro.
Right.
It's the federal building. You get anything crazy in the feds or whatever, they put you there.
Okay.
So, KSM, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, Bin Laden's number 2, got arrested. They brought him in. That's the place that they bring you when they putting a fucking hood over your head.
Okay.
Like that kind of shit.
Okay.
You know, with a hood on your head and you Mission Impossible kind of shit.
Right.
So this building was right here, right? Hot 97 is right here. So this building is the building. That's the big federal building. It's the passport office. It's where they hold the detainees, everything. They already got cameras here.
Right.
Those cameras are already looking at Hot 97. Then on the corner, because the NYPD is tired of everybody's shit, they put up a fucking camera. Right? So the NYPD camera is looking at Hot 97 too. Then you got the Carpenters Union in the same building as us, and the Carpenters had their own fucking cameras. So it's like 3 cameras out there.
Right.
So that block was extremely hot just from walking on it. You couldn't go to the tunnel by yourself. That does not work.
Did you recall seeing 60 niggas wearing football jerseys? Ever?
But I saw that in the streets. Like, I saw the murder unit in the streets. Like, the number 2 nigga, like I saw that. At one time, I was gonna be CAPONE Noriega's manager.
Okay.
So, this was like right at the beginning. They were moving into that lane. So I'd seen them guys like a little bit from that because they were kind of moving with them.
Right.
I already knew what that was, man. Like, those guys were different, man. Like, wearing numbers and stuff like that. That's different, man. I had never seen anything like that ever. Number 2 and number 5, man. Woo! Names was out there. Numbers was ringing out there.
Y'all wasn't there, man. Scooby, 100, shortstop. Seeing Deuce and Booth by the cubby. Timberlands, even in the summer. Murder unit, no names, just numbers. Y'all ain't have a number. Took 7, lost 23, shit, that brought us under. Amen. Still hurting now. Imagine when the kids was younger. Seattle supersonic days, this before the thunder. We killing niggas who surrendered and we get the runners. Everybody. Nobody able to make it out. I don't know how else to explain to y'all when I take this route. Damn. They kill your family, you take an ounce, I just give you math. They murdering by the 1/8 amount. I want my first million in singles, I need 2 days to count. Niggas comfortable with tomorrow, I need today to count. Stashing on the floor, ain't know we get that from old man. And old man, if niggas don't know old man, who kicking cans, shit separation, the whole plan. You know how hard it is to not think of the old fam. Before I lie on tracks, the train coming, now I lie on tracks. Timon and Pumbaa, I'm bringing Lion back. Me, and I still do it for Daoud. Most of y'all know Mike Larry.
Were you aware of their reputation? Because before anything, I believe they had developed a hell of a reputation in New York City's nightclubs, namely the Tunnel. But they were in the nightclubs in New York City.
Well, forget about that. We talking about the streets. So I'm from Harlem. If you go right over the bridge, the part of the Bronx they were from is right over the bridge, so you can hear that from Harlem. You can hear that. I also lived in Co-op, so I lived in Co-op, so that was the Bronx. You know, those names were ringing bells in the Bronx, like bang, 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 bang. It's nothing. And to be honest with you, guys like that are kind of like the reason that the hip hop police got started. C-Gutta's a hell of a man. He's a man's man. Okay, to open up a Mac 11 on a street in downtown Manhattan. Okay, so let me put it in perspective for you. Hot 97 is right here. The second precinct is right here. Okay, they probably heard the Mac 11 from the. Somebody put their head out the window like, yo, what the hell is that?
I hope they know my nigga got the fucking kidnap kids. Fuck them in they ass, throw them over the bridge.
C-Gutta, to my knowledge, original Junior Mafia guy, always around. You can see him in old photos and things of that nature. After Biggie Smalls died, it seemed as if the Junior Mafia credibility, the street credibility, was somewhat under attack. You had Little C's going through different things in Brooklyn with Mano, and they just didn't seem to be respected in the same light. C-Gutta was someone, I believe, who was trusted and respected on a level that he was able to protect Lil' Kim. And that's how we, the public, became aware of him visually. Prior to that, C-Gutta wasn't a active participant in hip hop culture. You didn't know what he looked like unless you were from New York City. He was just like a lyric from a Biggie Smalls song. He was no different than Arizona Ron or Dark Skin Jermaine or something like that.
On the news everywhere, man. That was on fire, man. Hot 97, you know, the mayor was coming down on us, everything, man, because they don't want that ghetto foolishness downtown. You can do that on Nostrand Avenue. You can do that on Co-op City Boulevard. You can do that on Freeman Street in the Bronx. You can do that on Lenox Avenue in Harlem, but you're not doing that down here with those good white people in Tribeca.
I mean, this before some of y'all niggas is able to come outside, man. Real shit. This even before some of y'all niggas is listening to real hip-hop. Know your history. 100. I said Murder Inc. G-Unit broke it up and they stole the name. Back when you couldn't wear one shit, picture 2 chains. 6 and 50 cent face, ABK to a chew bang. Can't beat them, join them and started with MU gang. Remember?
So I grew up in the era, my era was the drug dealer era that was taking care of ball players, right?
Okay.
That's the teams. And whoever goes on. So whenever it was a hot anything event, they was there. I was out. They was in Jersey when I played in celebrity game with Jersey because now that tagline murder unit athletes, it started taglining it with Norby. So wherever Norby was at, you would know the murder unit wasn't too far away.
Yo, my nigga, you gotta chill, man. He's like, man, I don't give a fuck. But he always showed me love. He always stopped and kicked it with me, pulled up a couple numbers, you know, I heard of or whatever. They always was talking like that. But he was a real gangster. Like he ain't play with nobody. Yeah, he was deported back to I think he was deported to Antigua. I know a couple niggas, like I know one nigga had a scar on his face. Pretty boy nigga, he had a scar on his face, wear mean leather jackets. I couldn't remember his number, but I remember him with him a lot, brown skinned dude. You couldn't run by yourself. Like you had to have a crew because that's how it was. Like everybody had they niggas from their block or niggas from a block that had the thoroughbreds or whatever. You couldn't move in the city without a crew. If you get caught slipping and you ain't got your people with you, it's definitely going down.
By the time I get home, I'm realizing, like, yo, this dude is all in our business, and how is he legally able to do this? I even contacted ACLU, who was on the DVD, about this illegal dossier and stuff like that, and them gathering information on hip-hop. They don't do it on no other genre. This is not the mafia. We make music and we go home, you know? So to have us on the DVD, the only guys that's not rappers, was definitely suspicious to me. So as I'm watching the DVD, I see chief of police and different big hats at One Police Plaza, you know, the head guys of New York City. They said clearly, you know, go find the guys who shot up downtown Manhattan, you know, with the Little Kim Foxy Brown case, you know, and that's when I really got familiar with who Derrick Parker was and the illegal things he was doing. Derrick Parker, the hip-hop cop, clearly states Murder Unit is the reason why there is a thing called hip-hop police, which probably been there, but after the Hot 97 shooting between Junior Mafia and the Murder Unit, that's when things changed, you know. I even heard 50 Cent talk about it recently.
I don't know anybody that was popping in that early time frame that didn't have, even Nori, Murder Unit. That was nuts. Like, it was, that squad was moving.
Oh, I gotta get him in the tunnel. This record is huge. They have on T-shirts that like
Murder Unit. That's jerseys.
Yeah,
jerseys.
Murder Unit jerseys. Now listen, tunnel security is top 5, I would say, ever in the world. Ever in the world.
Them niggas right now with me.
Yeah, ever in the world, right?
They're like the turtles in the Rikers Island.
So, Nori,
only for jail niggas. Only jail niggas understand that.
Please correct me wherever I'm wrong.
I will correct.
I think Nori's not coming in till all the people get in, and it's late.
Yeah.
And niggas know he's supposed to be here this week. Yeah. His artwork, everything all over the spot. I must be 3,000 deep this night. They waiting for this nigga to get on this stage and let this song. They want to thug to this song so bad.
Right.
He's waiting. I had to say, security, listen.
Let him in.
We're gonna let him in. We're gonna let him in. The head of security comes to me. You flick that terrorist like some ball. I said, my nigga, you gotta eat that tonight. I said, tell niggas, you have to eat it.
You gotta eat it.
You gotta eat it tonight. You gotta eat it tonight. 2 reasons.
Basic drug conspiracy. So when I first, you know, was apprehended by the federal government, which was, like I said, March 24th, but right before that, I was picked up by the state. March 18th, like a week prior to March 24th, I was picked up